Sexual fulfillment is important to them because it's tied to them as a man. It's a part of their identity. Number two, they need respect. And respect for a man is validation and affirmation. So you have had a lot of men, usually they complain that my wife does not appreciate me.
Yeah, in bed.
Not even value me. She doesn't appreciate me.
Or she doesn't know how even to say thank you when I do
Yes,
something. Yeah.
yes. So,
and I've always said, even saying thank you, not only to your husband or your wife, even a friend.
Yes.
The word thank you is very expensive, but it is very good.
Yes, because you see gratitude.
Yeah. Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time or place you're watching us from. My good name is Martha Soipan, and welcome back to another episode, another channel. We still talk about what the society we are going through, whatever is disturbing our children, whatever is disturbing even us as parents. We are in parenting our own kids, and I'm so glad for all of you who have always been tuning in, and you that have not subscribed, kindly hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, and also make sure that you write down a comment that whatever topic you want us to talk about, and we will definitely give you the feedback that you need. Today I'm very overwhelmed. It's a very early morning, and I'm very humbled that I've been welcomed by one of those big mentors that anytime I see her, I see a mom, I see a mentor, I see a minister in her. And today we're at her home, that she has really welcomed us, and she's here to talk about something very important that is going to help you and me. And like I've always said, Soipan fraternity is all about mentorship, of growing, teaching you how to handle things, giving you a shoulder to lean on, educating you, and also giving you tips on how to mature as a person. And without further ado, I don't want to talk more. I want her to introduce herself, tell us who she is, and we get straight to the topic according to the title that you're seeing there. Hi ma'am.
Hi.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Say hi to these people.
Hello viewer, it's a pleasure and a joy to be here today. I am Grace Kariuki. I'm a marriage and family therapist and also very avid mental health counselor. I am all about mental health and relationships. Many of us know that our relationships, beginning with our parents, how we encountered our parents, how we felt about them, and then going into now romantic relationships, work relationships, friend relationships, parenting relationships. Once we get there, the things that we experience as children, they set a pace on how our relationships will be like going on. So I'm glad to be here, and I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Thank you so much, Madam Grace. I'm so honored.
Yes.
And without any other explanation, I want us to go straight to the topic. And my question today is, what is happening? Why is our young generation, including myself, because I'm not that older, we are finding ourselves in relationship, not only romance, but intimate relationship with people who should be our mothers, our fathers, even our grandfathers and our grandmothers. What is happening?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is that we have a generation of young people who have not experienced parental love. So we have a big number of it. There are others who have experienced it, and then they come into the world. It's natural to want to be in intimate bonding with another human being. So depending on what a person is looking for, because sometimes, you know, we don't know what we are looking for until we find it and we stay in it, and then we start asking ourselves, or people ask us, how did you get here? So when you think about our generation, and I'm thinking you are talking about the generation right now, between the ages of 20, maybe up to 35, around there. So what I would say is that sometimes if a young person has not experienced the love of a father, when they start looking for relationships, they are going to be looking for somebody to take care of them. And we know naturally women, they need to be taken care of.
Yes.
There are three things that we say women need. Number one is to connect deeply with a man. And that is through conversation, being cherished, feeling special, being taken care of. Number two, they are looking for security, whether it is financial security, whether it is physical security, and also emotional security. So if a young lady finds all those things in a person, they will gravitate towards that. They will feel fulfilled, especially if there is a gap when they were growing up. Now, this does not mean that if you grew up in the same house with your father, that you are gap was filled. No, if your father did not connect deeply with you, then you will feel there is that need. Sometimes I call it masculine energy. There is a need for you to have masculine energy in your life, which is normal. However, the masculine energy you will be looking for is the protectiveness, the provision, and the feeling that that you have bonded deeply with a person who can take care of you.
Yes.
So we are talking about individuals, ladies who have daddy issues, where they have that gap within themselves that they did not connect with their father. We are talking about young men who have mommy issues. And for young men, again, maybe there was a lot of criticism from their mom. If they find a lady who is going to care for them, nurture them, they will gravitate towards that. Now, there is also something else, another phenomena where you had a father who was doting on you. So you are a daddy's girl. You connected with your father deeply. When you go into the world, you might find that the younger boys, they don't meet your need.
Yes.
Because now there is something you're looking for,
Yeah.
and you're looking for your dad
Yeah.
in these relationships. Because even having your father very close to you does not necessarily mean that you are growing emotionally. It may mean that you continue to stay as a daddy's girl even in your 20s.
Yeah.
And so when you meet young men your age, they are not meeting your expectation.
Yeah, and you're not connecting.
Yes, and you're not connecting. So if you connect with a married man, and you know that this is a mature man who knows how to take care of a young lady, or knows how to take care of a lady, you're going to stay there because it's going to offer you the thing that you are looking for. And I want to say this. When there is also the dynamic of when a married man looks for mpango wa kando.
Yeah.
I mean, he is looking for somebody to connect emotionally with, because maybe in his wife, he's not connecting, because they are not transitioning. You know, family life is about transitions. We get married, children come, the ladies are busy with, she's working, sometimes she's going to school, she's taking care of the children. She does not have time to nurture her husband. And so this emotional gap that is created by the family growing, then he might gravitate to look for somebody who will connect with him. And once that happens, young ladies need to understand, just because he is so good to you does not necessarily mean that if he married you, he would treat you the same way. Because life is about transition. And he is coming to you because he gets something from you that he's not getting at home. And so sometimes when, and I have known situations when the wife of the guy finds out that he is having an affair, that immediately, because his marriage is very important to him, immediately he cuts off. And this girl will go through so much pain of rejection and abandonment and all that. So what happens is that it triggers again the abandonment she felt when she was a kid, and now you find that they really struggle. Now what happens is that they are going to keep looking for this guy, because obviously emotionally they are not strong enough to realize this is, I need to move on. So they keep looking for him, and he will keep coming, but he will do it in a way that he doesn't want his wife to know. So now, and you know the drama of that. If the wife knows you're the one she is stalking,
Yeah,
she's, you know, she's hurt even herself.
Yeah, it becomes something hectic.
Very, very, very painful. So it's important to understand when you are, as a young lady, and I will talk about young men too, as a young lady, once you realize, this self-awareness is very important. If you realize that you are attracted to a man who is married, and after, unajua wanasemanga, you know, the wazungus say, in the US I used to hear this, once you go black, you never go back. Sometimes in these young ladies and older men, once you go older men, you will never go back. You see, so that I have worked with individuals where even when they want to get married, and the married man has said, the moment you find somebody who wants to marry you, I will release you. They can't.
It's like a spirit in them. They cannot leave that relationship.
And I will tell you what it is. You've heard of trauma bonding. You've heard of, in the religious circles, we talk about soul ties.
Yes, yes.
Now, soul ties, from a psychological point of view, they are not necessarily that your soul becomes tied with someone else, because that's not possible. But what we are talking about is emotional and psychological and mental ties. Because it's emotion. You connect with this person so deeply emotionally that you are not able to walk away, because the emotional investment is so huge that your brain cannot even think how you're going to deal with the loss. So these ties that we get, especially young ladies, if you have been wounded from childhood, you have gone through a lot of woundedness emotionally, you're not strong, you keep looking for people to make you feel good.
Or even to fill that vacuum.
Yes. If you are there and you connect with a married man who is going to offer you a shoulder to cry on, plus he is going to provide for your needs, it is going to be very difficult to walk away from that.
Because you think in your mentality, you know that you can never get any other person.
Yes, because this person care of you, and you are taking care of them, because when he's stressed at home, he knows where to come. And I had a long time ago, when I was a young lady, we used to have a Bible study, and our Bible study leader, he used to be so funny, and so he used to tell us. One time he asked a lady who was now. I don't know what is the right word to call them, the ones who sell themselves for money, you know. So he said that the lady, he asked her, why do married men come to you? And then she said, it's because me, when I cook meat, it's for 2 people. And you see, when he goes to his house, the meat inawekwa supu ndio mtoto apate supu ya kukula na ugali. You know? And then she said, the other thing, akikuja kwangu, sheets ni za white. Kwake anaendanga, akienda mtoto analala hapa katikati yao, kitanda inanuka makojo, so he is not comfortable in his own bed. Lakini akikuja kwangu, he is treated like a king. So I need for young people, young ladies who find themselves attracted and staying in relationships with married men, that you are a safe space for this person. However, the question is he going to give you what you are looking for the long term? And also the other thing that you want to ask yourself, if by the time I get to be 30 and I want to have my own family, what is going to happen? And I know there are those who, these days people have become very open-minded, so there are young ladies who are willing to be second wives, you know, to be the second family, and some of them have actually become that. So what am I saying? Number one, be very, very clear about what you're looking for. So if you are looking for a person to just take care of you, then know the consequences of that. Understand that in 5 years, in 6 years, pia utazeeka, and will he look for another young lady? So we need to be strategic in what we are doing. We need to be intentional and think about consequences. Now, I usually say that in this mathematics of relationships, women tend to pay the higher price. Because
actually it's true. Yes.
And we need to learn how to be very protective of ourselves. The thing is that I am sure in your shows you have talked about childhood trauma and the effects of it.
Yeah.
When we are rejected as children, if we don't heal that in our 20s and in our 30s and even into our 40s, we learn and we are conditioned to self-reject. You see? So we don't take care of ourselves. If somebody says they want me to do something and it makes them feel good about me, I'm going to do it whether it hurts me or not. And this is the reason why individuals must make an investment in self-understanding, self-clarity, and self-development, so that we make choices that are going to not turn us into bitter women, but they turn us into women who are thriving. And you are not, and those of us who are listening, and you have children because of these issues that we are talking about, we're not judging you.
Yes.
Your children are a blessing from God. There are many people I have worked with, and they say, if it wasn't for this child saved my life. So children are a blessing from the Lord. But I want to say, if you are a single girl, and you want a fulfilling a life that thrives, then do your own right now. Learn from the experiences of other people, because you can create the kind of life you want. And choices have consequences. So we can do that. So what am I saying? What I'm saying, jijue, jielewe. Why am I choosing this? Why am I attracted to this people? Now, there is also another question I usually get asked. Grace, why do men who are married look for me? And I was thinking about it, and I usually say, no, they are not looking for you. It's not, there is nothing wrong with you. It is not like umejiandika hapa, look for me, I'm looking for married men. No, it has nothing to do with that. They are people who are gravitating towards whatever it is that they do, whether they are driven by their lust, whether they are driven by a lack of connecting with their wives, whatever is driving them, they appear at your door. You have a choice. You see, you have a choice. And you're not the only person that married men are looking at. They look, whoever that married man is going to look for anyone. You see, the person who opens the door for him,
He'll come in.
he will come in. You see, so it is not because you have written yourself here. And also the other thing that people need to understand, just because you have had 4 or 5 married men come after you, it doesn't mean it's only you. They are also looking for someone else. It's just that when they come to you and you accept, they stop there. You see, so there is that question: why am I attracting this kind of men? I want you to ask that question, but also to find an answer. And the answer is, it's not you who is attracting them. It's them who are looking. And when you open the door, their search is gone. It's finished.
They feel comfortable and they just land there.
Yes, but you have a choice.
Yeah, you have a choice to make.
You have a choice. The saddest part that I hear is that now the lady is crying because either the man has gone back, he doesn't want anything anymore because his wife has given an ultimatum, or she's being trolled by the wife, or whatever the drama is, and then they are hurting, and so I usually look at it and I say, what was it that you expected? What was your expectation when you came here? Be clear about that. Don't just go with the flow. Because once we go with the flow, then the flow is going to take us wherever. But be in control. Take charge. Even when you have found yourself in it, ask yourself, what am I doing here? What is the end? What is the end game?
Am I supposed to be here? Am I doing the right thing?
Yes. So this personal understanding of myself and the motivations behind the choices I'm making, that is going to set you free. Because now you can make certain choices to make sure that you are not the one who is going to end up with the short side of the stick.
Or the hurting also.
Yes. So it is very important for us to understand that. When it comes to young men, one of the things about young men, I believe that so men are they are two-dimensional. So there is the emotional part of them. They are looking for nurture, because men need three things. They need to feel that their sexual needs are being met. So that's number one. So if a married woman is going to engage a young man in a sexual relationship, he feels great. It feeds his ego, and he feels like a man because he is young. And there are married women who have groomed young boys, like boys who are coming from high school or who are in high school. And then when they say negative things about their humanity or their sexual experience with the boy, that boy is wounded for life. Because it's very important for a man to know that sexually he performs well and that his woman is pleased. When that doesn't happen, then the young man is going to be wounded for life. And they are going to be very angry in their subsequent relationships. Or they will constantly be looking to prove that they are good men. So they will have a lot of sexual experiences with different kinds of women because they are trying to gain back what they lost because of being with an older lady, or even if it's a young lady who comments negatively about their sexual performance. So men need that. Sexual fulfillment is important to them because it's tied to them as a man. It's a part of their identity. Number two, they need respect. And respect for a man is validation and affirmation. So you have had a lot of men, usually they complain that my wife does not appreciate me.
In bed.
Not even value me. She doesn't appreciate me.
Or she doesn't know how even to say thank you when I do something.
Yes. So,
and I've always said, even saying thank you, not only to your husband or your wife, even a friend.
Yes.
The word thank you is very expensive, but it is very good.
Yes, because you see, gratitude causes people to feel valued. It causes them to feel that there is something good about them. Just like criticism causes a person to feel there is something wrong with them. So women who are listening to us, if you need to understand that that's a need a man has. Just like you need to be cherished and to be protected, to be pampered, and to be cared for, and to be to have that covering over you. The covering of a man is respect. So when you respect a man by the words you use, how you affirm them, how you tell them, baba nani ninafurahiyanga sana vile how you take care of us as a family. When your husband comes and says, babe, I don't understand you. Nimelipa school fees, nimekununulia gari, I have done all this.
Nimekujengea nyumba, nimekufungulia biashara.
Understand what he is saying. That is his emotional language of love. Even in the animal kingdom, Martha, ukiangalia, utaona the big lion. He is around walking and protecting his territory, taking care of his family, while his wife or the lioness is sitting there feeding the cubs. The same thing, us as human beings, that's the same thing that we are wired. Men are wired to protect and to care for the family. Now, when women hear that your husband is counting the things he has done for you, women hear it to say that you think that's what I need. You see? And so it becomes a negative thing. But the woman who is wise, who hears it and knows, naturally, that is what a man provides. That's the way he is supposed to be. And appreciate that. And then in the process of that, she can be able to say, and there is one more thing I would like for you to do for me. He is going to listen. Because men don't understand I just need you to sit and talk with me. But they do understand if you can help me fix a problem. So what is the problem? Hannah, I feel so lonely when you are away. That's a problem. If you talk about it in a way that is not invalidating him and disarming his feeling of this is my kingdom, then he is going to listen. The problem we have as women, we complain too much, and we do very little appreciating of our men folk. And so, you know that the world revolves because women are working hard, and women are holding things together. And that is not to put the burden on the woman. It's the reality that we have. So the kitambo, how it used to be is that it was very clear. Wasn't it? Very clear.
Yeah, it was.
Mom stays home, takes care of
Dad
the home,
goes to work,
and dad goes to
provide for the
provide
family.
for the family.
Yes.
And there was no confusion.
Yeah.
Today we are in a different place,
Yeah.
because you are working, your significant other is working. Munatokanga nyumbani nyinyi wote wawili, wewe uko na gari yako na yeye ako na gari yake, munaenda kazini.
Yeah.
She is a CEO somewhere, or some manager,
yeah.
and you are him, he is also
A director somewhere, yes.
Or you are the director yourself as a woman, and him, he is a junior manager,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So our time has changed, and we need to have the conversations of how do we move with the transition that has happened within the gender roles in our community. We can have a conversation that is not defensive. We can have a conversation that is not oppressive. We can have a conversation that is realistic, so that we can find, and those couples who have been able to harness the change and moved in with it, adapted to it, adjusted to it, they are doing great. There are no insecurities, there are no accusations. They work together as partners, because they have learned that times have changed, and we are not living in the times when our parents were there, where she stayed home and he went out to gather. So and also there is the other thing that we need to understand. The needs of our young generation today is not the same need in my generation. In my generation, where school was about me running away from poverty.
Yeah.
So school was very serious.
Was
to
point
me.
number one.
You see?
Yeah.
But my children, they don't have to worry about that. They do not have to worry about poverty, because I have provided that.
You have
So-
worked hard for it.
Yes. So our generation, I'm in my 50s, so my generation and the generation, our children now, and probably the children of,
Who are coming now.
so their needs are more emotional than survival.
Yeah.
We have moved, tuko na maji, tuko na mahali pa kuishi,
Tuko na
stima,
tuko na gari.
tuko na gari, so majority of us, even the people who are really poor, the survival is not the way it used to be kitambo. People have moved on now to emotional needs. That's why depression and anxiety is so high. That's why drinking and drug abuse and all this domestic violence is happening, because people are now in that emotional need. You need to meet my emotions. You need to support me emotionally. It is no longer the times when it was just provided, we are okay.
Yeah.
Think about even urban migration. So we are no longer kitambo. If I go to my mother's home where she grew up, I see all her brothers wamejenga around there.
Your maternal home. Yeah.
Yes. Us, when my mother got married and they moved to Rift Valley, we were the Kikuyus here, and the next neighbor is a few blocks down the road. Easy the mashamba yenye tulinunua is 5 acres. So you are not as close, but then also you are multicultural. So you have a Turkana here, you have a Luo there, you have a Kalenjin over there. So the community support that was there is not as strong
Today.
as it was. And again, then you look at how we have changed in the fact that people are not marrying people they have known all their childhood. They are marrying people they are meeting at Luthuri, nilikuwa nimegojea matatu, tukajuana.
Yeah, during our mother's time, unasikia niliolewa na classmates,
Yes.
our neighbor, tulikuwa tunalima shamba yao.
So, but now we have scattered urban migration.
Yeah.
My neighbor
We're even marrying online.
Yes.
people.
Yes. How many people now are marrying people from abroad?
And the next thing you hear is trauma.
Yeah. So
Very dramatic.
Yeah. So a lot of things have changed, and so going back to the topic, I think I went off topic here. Going back to the topic of the young men who gravitate towards married women, even for them. So you are looking at a young man who grew up in a home where mom was very controlling, and so the nurture wasn't healthy. So there is a lot of reliance on mom. They can't make decisions. You might find, because of that background, you might find a young man who gravitates towards a nurturing woman who is older. You can also find young men who are probably more like their fathers in the fact that they believe they are supposed to protect women. And if they find, so they are what I might call, they might be very mature for their age, because they grew up independent and they started working early. So the young ladies are not meeting their needs, because the young ladies wanataka chipo, sijui wanataka twende wapi, and he is looking for somebody to invest with, somebody who is going to be intellectually stimulating, and he may not find that with a young man. So that's another aspect of why young men would go for women who are 10 years older than them. And some of them, it may be that the other lady is not, the lady is not married, she is single, but because she's more mature and she's more intellectually stimulating, because intellectual stimulation and intellectual intimacy for a man is very important for him. Even things like recreation, having, if anybody wants to really trigger their husband or their significant other to be excited, try doing stuff with your husband or with the man in your life. It stimulates them and it helps them to be able to feel vibrant, because when you think about it, when your significant other, a man looks for somebody to go on a trip with, somebody to connect with, and most of them they are meeting on trips, on business trips, because that stimulation of the intellect is very important to a man. So young men can go for older women because of nurture, and also the fact that they can connect on a higher level. Plus also these women they have many ideas of development, and men are about leaving a legacy. It's very important for them. When a man doesn't feel that his wife or the woman he's with doesn't have a vision, or is not able to support their vision, they will lose interest in that person, and you will find them now gravitating towards people who are the other way.